Atoms are far too small to be seen directly, so how do we know that they exist? The Shedding Light on Atoms series brilliantly answers this question. In Shedding Light on Atoms Episode 1, The Dawn of Modern Chemistry, we take a quick look at the ancient Greek four-element theory, and then follow this up with an explanation of what elements, compounds, and mixtures actually are. A basic understanding of elements, compounds, and mixtures helps students understand the many chemical reactions that they will see. We then look back at the experiments of the mid-1700s in which carbon dioxide and oxygen were discovered, and reveal some of the properties of these two gases. It's the perfect introduction to chemistry. The program comes with a set of notes and a worksheet for students. Here's a quick excerpt.
Platinum, for example, is made up entirely of platinum atoms, so it's an element. Pure zinc is made up entirely of zinc atoms, so it's an element too. And since sulfur is an element too, it's made up entirely of sulfur atoms. Different types of atoms chemically react in different ways and have different weights and sizes. The diameter of copper atoms, for example, is about 280 picometers, that is, 280 millionths of a meter. A row of 180 million copper atoms laid end to end is only 5 centimeters long. The elements, and the atoms that make them up, have each been given an atomic symbol. A carbon atom, for example, has the atomic symbol capital C, a calcium atom, the atomic symbol capital C lowercase a, and a lithium atom, capital L lowercase I. All atoms are represented either by a single capital letter or a capital letter combined with a lowercase letter. Some of the symbols reflect the element's Latin name. Pb, for example, comes from the word plumbum. Plumbum is where we get our word plumber from. Lead pipes were sometimes used by the ancient Romans to carry water. The so-called periodic table of the elements lists all the elements along with their symbols. So, while the atomic symbol for carbon is capital C, and capital O is the atomic symbol for oxygen, capital C lowercase o, CO, is the atomic symbol for cobalt, a type of metal. If a substance is made of two or more atoms that have joined together, it's represented by a chemical formula. Carbon monoxide is an invisible poisonous gas made up of one carbon atom attached to one oxygen atom. Its chemical formula is capital C, capital O. Whenever you see a capital in a chemical formula, you know it represents a different atom. Carbon dioxide is made of one carbon atom bonded to two oxygen atoms, so its chemical formula is CO2. Substances made of two or more different kinds of atoms joined together are called compounds. We'll learn more about the different ways that atoms stick together later on. The most well-known chemical formula, that of water, H2O, tells us that water is made of two hydrogen atoms bonded to one oxygen atom. On Earth, there are untold trillions of these tiny H2O units, called molecules, floating around each other in the oceans and forming a part of every living thing. The numbers in a chemical formula are always written as subscripts halfway below the line, never as superscripts. Of course, most things are mixtures of elements and compounds. A cake, for example, is a mixture of things like flour, sugar, water, and eggs.